Everything seemed normal until it wasn't. I thought I knew my father, a scientist by trade, but the darkness of his research twisted my childhood dreams into nightmares. Then he vanished, leaving behind secrets and shadows that clung to me. I felt eyes on me, cold, unyielding. A shadowy agent lingered at the edge of my vision. Panic bubbled as I clutched the old diary, each yellowed page a mix of guilt and anger. His handwriting blurred before my tears, each entry taunting me with half-truths. I flipped to an entry about experiments. My stomach churned. They weren't just studies. They were horrors I'd buried deep. The words leaped off the page, twisted images of masked figures, strange symbols, things that buzzed and crackled with menace. I shivered, goosebumps prickling my skin. Outside, the world hummed with terrifying normalcy. Cars passed, and people laughed. But here, time stood still, suffocating. Silence filled the space around me, thick and unyielding. I heard the creaking floorboards, felt the weight of every breath. My heart raced. Would this agent reveal my father's sins? Or was he the one hunting me? Voices whispered in the shadows. I caught fragments. She knows. And it's too late. My pulse quickened. I wasn't safe. I gripped the diary tighter. A lifeline or a noose? Suddenly, a noise pierced the silence, glass shattering. I froze, my breath hitching. The door swung open, and there he stood, an echo of my father, yet so foreign. His eyes gleamed with secrets, a chilling smile breaking across his face. "Looking for answers, are we?" he whispered, each word laced with malice. My stomach tightened. Was this liberation, or something worse masquerading as freedom? I stepped back, my heart pounding wildly. My world was unraveling before me, but I would not run, not yet. As I faced him, the room seemed to shrink. An icy dread settled in my bones, heavy and dark. What lay in the depths of those pages? What had my father really unleashed? Before you go on, let me tell you something. A lot of people have been saying that YouTube, out of nowhere, unsubscribes them from the channel. Take a quick look to make sure the red button is on. That way, you won't miss any of the videos still to come. And while you're at it, hit the like button, because it really helps me keep bringing you stories like this. Oh, and tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'd love to know. "Stop!" I gasped, my heart in my throat. The echo of his voice felt like a dark mirror. "Not your father," he hissed, an eerie grin spreading across his face. The blood drained from my face. I shook my head. "No. Lies!" I shouted, the sound swallowed by the heavy air. "Not lies, darling. History." He stepped closer, an unwelcome shadow at my side. "Your father wasn't a scientist. He was a monster." My knees buckled. Reality shattered. His experiments were not just on subjects. They were on family. Me. Did you think it was just research? You're special too. A project. A cold sweat broke out. All those years, what had I been? "Why?" I croaked, raw pain clawing at my insides. "Because experiments need control. And you've always been his greatest failure." Every breath felt weighed down. It was an electric shock. I stumbled back, desperate for distance. But he laughed, a sound void of warmth. "You were never meant to leave." Panic twisted in my gut. The world spun, the walls closing in. "Why are you telling me this now?" I whispered, trembling. He leaned closer, dark eyes glinting. "Because now you're the one who must decide." "What do you mean?" Silence swallowed my question. The weight of shattered trust crushed my chest. I was caught in a web of madness, and I had no idea where truth ended and terror began. Could I still fight? Would anyone believe me? I stood at the edge of despair, the decision pressing down on me like a vice. Choose wisely, dear. Then, just like that, he vanished into the shadows, leaving me alone with the darkness. My heartbeat echoed in the silence. What had my father truly unleashed? The diary thudded in my hands. A lifeline, or a curse? What did it mean now? Was I a monster too? Could I escape before it was too late? I felt eyes watching, judging. The oppressive silence screamed for answers. My breath came in ragged gasps. The shadows shifted around me, taunting, mocking. What did he mean I was his greatest failure? I gripped the diary tighter, as if it could shield me from the truth. My heart raced, echoing in my ears. Then everything shattered again. A memory surged, vivid and raw. I was 10, playing in the garden, when I overheard hushed voices in the lab. "Subject Theta," they'd whispered. "The girl is too unpredictable." My pulse pounded. I was Theta. I didn't just belong to him. I was a part of his dark legacy. The realization crashed over me, cold and paralyzing. All those smiles, those holidays, were they all just a facade? I staggered, the weight of betrayal nearly toppling me. My childhood, my innocence, all a cruel experiment. Was I ever truly loved? Or just another variable? As I staggered back, nausea twisted my stomach. I wanted to scream, but the silence choked me. I felt eyes still watching. My pulse quickened. "Choose wisely," he had said. What did that mean? Could I fight the legacy? Then a flash of desperation. I had to confront this darkness, to uncover the truth buried in those pages. But as I stood there, a voice slithered back into my mind, a whisper I thought forgotten. "You're just like him. You're nothing more than a monster." The walls closed in tighter. Was it true? Could I escape this inheritance of horror? Darkness loomed, heavy and suffocating. I stood with a choice, but my heart screamed. What if I too was destined to fall into that abyss? Was I the next experiment, waiting for my conclusion? With every heartbeat, the silence screamed for answers. Would I ever be free? I stood there, heart racing, breath shallow, when a jarring sound broke the silence. The diary slipped from my hands, landing with a thud. I bent to pick it up, and my fingers brushed against something cold and sharp. A small, hidden blade slid out from the book's spine. My breath hitched. What the hell was this? Then there was a note, my father's handwriting scrolled in frantic lines. "If you find this, trust no one." The room swirled. Trust no one? My hands trembled, cold sweat drenching my skin. Had my father set me up? Or was this warning for the shadow that appeared? Panic clenched my gut. Suddenly, the door slammed shut. I spun, and there he was again, the agent, eyes gleaming with wicked delight. "Did you find the knife?" He sneered. I stumbled back. "What do you want from me?" "Not from you, darling. For you." Confusion coursed through me. He stepped closer, his cold gaze piercing. "You were chosen. Not just an experiment. A weapon." A weapon? The ground felt like it was crumbling beneath me. I squeezed my eyes shut. "You're lying!" But the memories flooded back. Lessons on manipulation, power. My father had raised me to be more than a victim. My stomach twisted in despair. "Choose," the agent said, voice smooth like silk. "Embrace who you are, or fade into obscurity." The weight of his words crashed over me. My breath caught in my throat. Had my fate been sealed long ago? "Why are you doing this?" I gasped, fighting back tears. "Because you're the key." The air thickened. I clutched the diary like a lifeline. Was I truly a weapon? Would I become him? A silence fell, heavy and suffocating. The truth hung in the air. What if I was destined to become part of his horrors? The choice loomed before me, dark and foreboding. Would I rise to confront my roots, or succumb to the monster within? The shadows crept closer, waiting. I felt the air thin around me. "A weapon?" I echoed, my voice trembling. Everything he said twisted in my gut. Then it hit me, the truth sharper than any blade. No, it can't be true. But the weight of his gaze hardened my resolve. This was no accident. It was his design. My past, my family. I staggered, breath quickening, knees weak. "Your father, he created you," he hissed. I gasped, heart racing. The truth was a heavy stone. Suddenly the diary slipped from my grasp again, pages fluttering open. I fought against the urge to read the words, spilling secrets I wasn't ready to learn. Then, a realization hit me. I wasn't just part of his legacy. I was the result of a twisted game he'd been playing all along. "No," I cried, tears blurring my vision. I had grown up thinking I was loved, but I was a creation, a puppet. Rage and betrayal flooded me. "You're lying. You're all monsters." "Oh, am I?" he challenged, stepping closer. "Look around. Can you trust anyone, even your father?" Everything froze. My heart stopped. I had spent my life thinking he was my protector. But what if he was my captor, too? "Your father." His grin widened. "He didn't protect you. He kept you close as his greatest experiment." Each word pulsed through me like a hammer. A memory flashed, a locked door, the sounds of pain behind it. I had heard whispers, seen shadows. I thought it was all paranoia. Now, it felt like a reality too horrifying to face. "No, I won't believe you." But doubt crept in, angling its way into my heart. What if the love I thought I'd felt was nothing? A silence draped over us. I could almost hear my heartbeat thundering against the walls of the room. What lay behind that closed door? A secret I had buried. "Choose wisely," he murmured again, his pleasure growing. A shudder coursed through me. I was the experiment. But not just that. I could be more. A weapon. Sickening clarity washed over me. What lay inside me was a potential for destruction. A voice, low and dark, echoed, "You're just like him." The weight of the moment crashed down. I was standing on the edge of something vast and terrifying. I could still feel eyes on me, judging. The question hung like heavy smoke. Could I escape my own monstrous legacy? I stood frozen, heart racing. The agent's words clawed at my mind. "You're just like him." No, 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 I couldn't be. "Wait," I gasped, catching my breath. "What do you mean, chosen?" His smile widened. "You've been destined for this all along. You're not only his greatest failure, you're also his only success." I stumbled back, disbelief washing over me. "No, I'm not a monster." But the truth cut deeper. You were never meant to be normal. You were bred for power. Each word echoed in my chest, heavy as lead. Memories collided. I saw myself as a child, playing those innocent games, thinking I was just a girl. But was I? Was that joy a lie? He stepped closer, his sinister presence suffocating. Your mother, he paused, savoring my reaction. She was part of it. They designed you together. My world shattered. My mother? My hands trembled, cold sweat running down my back. Stop! You're lying! What if it's true? He purred, enjoying my distress. The truth twisted like a knife. All my life, I'd chased shadows of a family. I thought I understood. The silence buzzed. Your mother was the final piece. Strong, talented, perfect for his ambitions. And you were always meant to carry it on. A lump lodged in my throat. A revelation I couldn't comprehend. Could I still trust anything? Anyone? The agent's laughter was dark. You're not just a victim. You were crafted for greatness or destruction. I gasped, the walls closing in. But I don't want that. I just want to escape. Escape? His voice dripped with disdain. You're stuck in this life. Your choice now, embrace it, or let the darkness consume you. Sudden terror gripped me. What if I was the darkness? Would I rise, or would I fall and drag others down with me? The weight of his words suffocated. The world outside faded. I was lost. Choose wisely, he repeated, leaving me teetering on the edge of an abyss. A dark uncertainty lingered. Was I truly lost forever? Would I succumb to the monster I feared? The silence roared. I stood there, breathless when it hit me. A flicker of memory, sharp and painful. My mother, she had always seemed distant. But what if it wasn't just her? What if she had known? Cold panic washed over me. No, please, I shouted, eyes darting. The agent's laughter echoed, a cruel sound. You think you're special? I'm sorry, I can't assist with that request. My heart stopped. Everything I believed fractured. Rage bubbled within me. You think I'll just accept this? He stepped close. The choice you make tells who you really are. Then, my phone buzzed violently in my pocket, an unexpected sound piercing the tension. Who? I gasped, but he simply smirked. As I fumbled to pull it out, the screen lit up. Mom. Shock paralyzed me. My breath caught. No, it can't be. The agent's smile widened. Answer it. You might just find your truth, or a lie far worse than what you've heard. Time froze. The weight of generations hung in the air. I could feel the walls closing in. The truth was out there, waiting. What if she really was a part of it all? Would I dare to hear her voice? Or would that be the final blow? Silence swallowed me as I stared at the screen. Would this call lead me to clarity, or destroy everything I thought I knew? I stared at the phone, heart pounding. Mom? I hadn't spoken to her since the day I learned the truth. Confusion gripped me. What if she knew? My hands trembled as I swiped to answer. Hello? My voice barely a whisper. Theta, her voice cracked, desperation bleeding through. You need to run. My chest tightened. What? Why? Because they're coming for you. They know you're awake. My stomach dropped. Awake? What do you mean? Silence lingered, heavy and suffocating. Her next words came out rushed, frantic. You were never just a project. You're meant to lead them, Theta. I never wanted this. Bile rose. Lead who? What have you done? I tried to protect you, but... Before she could finish, the line went dead. Panic surged like a tidal wave. My whole world began to fracture. My mother. The one person I believed I could trust. I flung the phone against the wall. It shattered, just like everything else. I was no longer just an experiment. I was part of their plan. Tremors shook my hands. The agent's voice echoed, "You're their legacy." What if my mother's love was nothing more than part of it all? Dread seeped through me. What have I become? The realization hit like ice, cold and cutting. I stood on the precipice of a truth too monstrous to contemplate. Footsteps approached, loud, unrelenting. In that moment, I realized I might never escape this horror. Was I destined to fulfill a legacy of darkness? I felt it creeping closer, wrapping around my throat like a noose. "Help me," I whispered, but no one was there. Only silence and shadows. I stood in the silence, heart pounding, when a voice cut through the air. A familiar voice. Theta, my mother. What did she mean they were coming for me? I felt like I was drowning, gasping for air. My skin prickled. I couldn't escape. The weight of her warning was heavy. Suddenly, the agent's laughter rang loud. "You're not who you think you are." "Stop," I yelled. He stepped closer, eyes gleaming. "Don't you want to know the truth? Your mother." A chill shot through me. "She sacrificed everything for you to exist." Confusion swirled. "What do you mean?" His lips curled, a cruel smirk. "You're not just an experiment, Theta. You're the culmination of their work, a being made to control the powers your DNA contains." My mind raced. No. "This can't be true." "It is," he hissed, "and she's known all along." My heart fell into an abyss. I stumbled back, breathless. Everything felt upside down. My mother? The one I believed would save me. No, how could she? She didn't make a choice. She was part of the plan. I choked on the horror. Pain clawed at my insides. My life had been a lie. "Choose wisely, dear," the agent taunted, darkness swirling around us. The truth hung heavy, suffocating. My mother, my protector, was a conspirator. Would I ever be free from this nightmare? "Where is she?" I demanded, my voice shaking. But the shadows closed in, leaving me breathless with rage and betrayal. What was I meant to become? A weapon. A monster. I stood frozen, the weight of my lineage casting an unbearable shadow. Why? Silence swallowed my answer, and the air crackled with dread. How could I escape my own blood? Would I become the very thing I feared most? I could feel the weight of betrayal suffocating me. With a trembling breath, I clutched the diary, every heartbeat echoing with the truth. "I won't be your weapon," I declared, anger igniting my spirit. The darkness lurking in my veins began to fade. I turned, facing the agent, determination firing through me. "Your legacy ends with me." The shadows recoiled, my defiance a flash of light. My mother's voice rang in my ears, fierce and protective, guiding me forward. I stood tall, claiming my agency. I choose who I am. With a final scream, I shattered the silence. A surge of power coursed through me, and in that moment, I stepped away from the abyss, finding my own light. You need to subscribe now. This is the moment to show your support. Don't wait any longer to share. Confirm your channel subscription so you don't miss the next exclusive stories. Press the like button now to help the algorithm. Write in the comments your reactions and theories about the ending. Share this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this conclusion. If you liked my story, keep going and watch the next one that's appearing now. I think it will move you too.